All right. You know how we start. Who wants to share what they're grateful for?
Well, I put on my first Zoom seminar this weekend, and we had a lot of people sign up. Not a lot come, but the ones that came said we did a great job, and they would like more information. So that's great.
Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome.
Congratulations.
And you did a sign up on the Zoom, meaning you know how to have contact information for people that expressed some desire, yet just something got in the way. Now you can reach out to them for the next seminar or one-on-one or get some more clarity on what they're hoping to learn and that kind of stuff, right?
Yes, yes. We do have their contact information. So while I'm doing my Bold 100 today, I'm going to work on getting that downloaded and send out some emails and make some contacts. We've already scheduled our next one. So.
All right, Jan, let me put you on the spot for a second. Why have you elected to do a Bold 100 on some random day?
Well, I have a house coming on the market, so it's a perfect opportunity. I am building my brand in this particular neighborhood. It's not where I would really like to be, but for future's sake, it's going to be a great opportunity for me. And so it's worth my while to sit down and make 2,000 or 3,000 phone calls to people in that area and just have conversations and invite them to this open house is a great way to start those conversations.
Wait, so you're going to make 2,000 to 3,000 calls today? Did I hear that correct?
Over the next week, yes. I'm going to at least try to get 1,000 in today.
Wow. And you got the dialer and everything, right?
Yes.
Wow.
Oh, yeah. I wouldn't be wearing my fingers out. No way.
I know you guys better hop on Mojo fast today. Jan may break it.
I know, right?
All right. Tawantis, you're not going to allow Jan to outdo you, are you? You're on mute.
Is Tawantis on here?
Yeah, you're on mute,
Yes.
Tawantis.
Oh,
There.
I was saying Jan is over there killing it. I said, but I actually had a great weekend too, guys. I got a listing appointment that from an expired from doing our dolls as well, and that went great. We're going to be putting it on the market in the next couple of weeks. So it was a very productive weekend. And then I got a couple of buyers I had to take out Saturday. That was very productive, and we'll be putting in a contract today.
Nice.
Yeah,
Amazing.
we're working.
That's amazing. All right. Anyone else want to share?
I do.
All right. Tell us what you think, Greta.
I door knocked this weekend for the first time and got, and I did it in the comfort and safety of my neighborhood, but these are people I don't know. So I got 7 new contacts. I didn't even finish the neighborhood. And then I got back into a book club and made 6 new contacts through the book club.
Wow.
Great job, Greta.
Tell us for a second about the door knocking. What did you say? What kind of response did you get? How were those conversations? Did you have anything in your hand to give them?
I did. I actually, because I kind of know my neighborhood, it's kind of a lot of older people and there are a lot of pets. So I made a basket of chocolate and dog treats.
Nice.
And with my cards, and I went around and, I just introduced myself, told them where I lived, what I did, and offered them, if they wanted something for their pet. We talked a little bit about, the neighborhood. And then I also had called, there was a listing and a showing in the neighborhood, and I directed him to the open house. I'd spoken with the agent prior, and she said it was fine. And then, I just kind of had that conversation around, can I send you some information, pertinent, do you have any needs? I have a great list of vendors. And it was very, I had like maybe 2 people who were like, no, I'm good, and they were super old men. So.
Yeah, you know what? They may not have wanted to be bothered at that moment, but you know what? If you added 13 people to your database, according to the research, that's $13,000 of income you should be able to expect in each year for the rest of your career. So based on the couple of hours that you spent generating the 13 contacts, do you feel like you've been well paid for that eventually?
Absolutely, yeah.
There you go. There you go. Okay. Anyone else want to share anything?
I just have a quick question, if you don't mind.
Yeah.
I met someone yesterday at an open house I was hosting. She's actually in the. She actually has a mortgage. She's actually looking for a house through the Neighborhood Assistance Corporation of America, NACA.
NACA, yeah.
It's for low and moderate income.
Yeah.
She's having a lot of frustration because a few of her deals they've backed out because it's a long time to close, according to her. And
it's 5 times longer than either one of you think.
Okay. So I had a good conversation with her. She wants to work with me, but I did a lot of research on the program yesterday, but I just wanted to kind of get your insights or anyone else about if that's something I should pursue or should.
By pursuing it, I think all that means by pursuing it is that you go through their like certification process, or whatever, which is free.
Right.
Right, and you get to be a NACA approved.
Like, what are your experience? What have been your experiences with it? And
it's been a long time since I personally dealt with it. Tawanda, do you have experience in that?
Wait, can you hear me a little bit?
Yes.
Like, but the experience I've had, I haven't had many people to use NACA, but it's a long process. So, it's not something that I think it helps, of course, if you're in the low income range and for getting NACA or whatnot. But it's a lot of criteria and pre-qualification, and they take a long time to turn around and follow up. You can't talk to anybody, so that was kind of like my experience. I haven't had much, but it wasn't the most pleasant.
Yeah, that was well said. Jan, do you have some?
Yeah, I would agree with Tawantis. Now, I have another program. I don't like the broker that I'm using, but it's a nice program if they can get qualified for it. They'll either pay their down payment or they will pay their closing costs. Now, of course, it costs a little bit more. There's a convenience fee for it, but if you have people that just don't have money, and if you shoot me a message, I'll get the information together and give it to you.
Thank you. Yeah, she's gone through the process with NACA. She's been approved. She's been looking for homes for about 4 months now. She's working with an agent through NACA. She just can't get a home because she feels that the closing process is too long, and the sellers just aren't, they just don't have the patience. So
here's the facts: is that it does take a long time, and basically a lot of the teammates are, meaning the lender, are hard to reach, and they're not particularly responsive, and more than likely they're going to be buying property, let's just say sub 200, right?
Well, in her case, it was 270 actually.
Right? I mean, the thing is that they're competing with, very, very aggressive, well-financed buyers, right?
Sure.
So my question, just right off the top, is, what other options does this person have? Like, are there any other down payment assistance programs? Is that something that's even necessary? Because what NACA used to do is they would basically pay down the rate.
That's what she's exactly.
In a huge amount. They'll throw like 30 grand at it.
Right.
And then they want the sellers to basically participate in paying for it, which really was a decent method back when the market was terrible. But in this type of market, it's very, very challenging, right?
It's very difficult.
I would just don't spend all your hours on that one, John. Just introduce her to see if you can get a hold of the lender and understand what her story is, and encourage her to chat with another lender, maybe like the one Jan has, and see what options might be out there. And then, I mean, this is a bit of an assumption, but if she can buy a $270,000 house, I mean, she only needs to come up with $7,000 or $8,000. I mean, she makes a decent income. Like, how long would it take her to do that?
Right.
Right. And then she can just buy the home in a conventional way.
She may not realize that, so that's a good point. I can bring that up.
Right, exactly. I mean, she could do like some conventional loans go as low as 3%. FHA is 3.5%. Right. The second anyone sees a listing agent sees NACA, they're going to say, "Oh my gosh, I think I'll just sell it to somebody with an easier mortgage."
Sure.
Yep.
Okay.
You know,
Well, at that price point, you're also competing with cash offers.
exactly. Exactly. I
Right.
was expecting it to be a little lower.
Yeah.
270.
No, according to her, yeah, her budget is 260 to 280. She said.
But you got to make sure you understand that that could be at artificially low rates. Right. So if she was qualified, let's say on a 1.5% interest rate, yes, she can afford 270. But if she goes conventional or she goes to the
Right.
typical
That's gonna bring that.
non-incentivized process or option, let's say the
Bring that
loan is
down.
2 3/4 or 3, she might be able to only afford 200. In
Yeah.
which case she is going to definitely be competing with multiple offers and cash offers, and that that's just going to be a losing cause. That's going to burn you out in real estate in like a month.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Thanks, everyone.
Not to burst your bubble, there are options for everybody. You might be able to help, you might not be able to help. Okay. But I just in the meantime, John, if you want to get some additional, kind of certification or expand your network a little bit, I see nothing wrong with you going down to one of those meetings and learning about the program and putting your name on that list.
Sure.
Okay.
Perfect. Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, let's do a little bit of calendar discussion for a second. So this week is nuts. Okay, we are starting the 36-12-3 program. 36-12-3 was Keller Williams' kind of initial training program before Ignite, and it's kind of been I don't want to say shelved, but it's not been discussed nearly as much as it should. It is a workshop-based course. It is free, or we're making it free, and it's 3 days this week. Okay, it's today from 1:30 to 3:30. It's always 1:30 to 3:30. The idea there is it should not interfere with Bold when Bold comes, and it should not interfere with Ignite when Ignite comes. Okay, so 1:30 to 3. Today, Aubrey is starting it. It's called The Power of One. It's going to be a lot on goal setting. And the teachers are going to be Aubrey, Robin, myself, Kathy Ray, and Susan, the 2 agent mentors. Okay. So today is Aubrey. Thursday is me. Robin is doing a marketing work. Thursday is a prospecting workshop. I'll be doing that. Friday is a marketing workshop with Robin. The following Monday is leveraging your database. I think that's Robin as well. And then the following Monday, the 30th, is working with Mets. That's Kathy Ray. So I have moved around a bunch of meetings and a bunch of PC events to make sure that that schedule is available for you guys. I highly recommend that you participate. Okay. It is going to be over Zoom. We're going to be doing some breakout rooms and that kind of stuff. If you're interested in being in person, I believe we could probably pull that off. Let me try to get a little bit more information for you on that. But there's going to be some breakout rooms in Zoom, which we haven't done a whole lot of, specifically so you can work on some of the workshoppy materials and projects together during the class. So it's not going to be like the teacher teaches and y'all listen and just, kind of tune us out. It's going to be, it's a workshop, right? You're going to leave with some material and some projects complete so you can take it out into your business. Okay.
Will that be recorded?
I do not know.
Because I'm going to miss today, but I signed up because I want to do all of them. It's just today I have an appointment right in the middle and won't be able to attend today.
Let's chat with the team today. I don't see any reason why we couldn't record.
Okay.
The other thing, Will, is can we get the dates for all of them so we can go ahead and get them on our calendar and
So
plan
all of the dates that I just recited are the only ones that have been finalized right now. We're working on the December, basically the second half of it. That'll all be in December. So everything I shared with you, I shared in the email as well yesterday. That's all that has been finalized. So Monday, Thursday, and Friday of this week, and then the next 2 Mondays.
Yeah.
When,
Let's
Always
talk about
from
having-
9:30 to 3:30. What's that?
when will those dates be available? Will those be available this week so we can plan ahead?
Oh my gosh. I think I purposely didn't plan them so someone would ask a question like that. Corey, I'm so proud of you. I will find out as soon as I can. Way to be assertive. Come on, I'm ready to put it on my calendar.
I'm just piggybacking off of Jan because I had the same question.
I have a question about the handouts. Someone had said, I thought I understood there would be an email with, so you'd have the information before we started the class, but I haven't actually seen that.
Yeah, me
I
neither.
sent that out. I'll check with them too. Handouts.
Not printing.
I will make
Yeah.
sure that happens this morning as well.
Yeah, I registered for it and I haven't received them either.
Okay. This will be all handled prior to 1:30, I promise. Okay, next is fall masterminds. Okay, fall masterminds, there's typically 2 masterminds throughout the year, spring and fall. We've actually added 2 other ones now that we were able to do it digitally. Remember, these are times where people would fly to like California or Miami or wherever across the country, spend thousands of dollars to sit with a bunch of like-minded people and do the Keller Williams Realty International Masterminds. Now, since we can do it digitally, it's $49. Okay, it is not a requirement by any means, no free CE or any of that kind of thing. This is just an opportunity for you to expand your network across the country. There will be breakout rooms there as well. That is Tuesday and Wednesday of this week. Okay, so a lot of you have been getting texts from me about trying to move around our 15-minute schedules. I'm very, very, very grateful for your willingness to do so. And that's the reason why, is because we have fall masterminds, we have 36-12-3, and we have the Thanksgiving feast on Thursday from 11 to 1. So if you have an appointment during any of that stuff, I am working to reschedule with you.
Okay.
Mike, we should chat later. Looks like that's the only person, and that's the only person on the call that I need to make an adjustment with. Okay, let's talk a little bit about mindset. Actually, before we go into that, who finished Bold? Bold is done. Who finished Bold wants to share something they learned? Because a lot of the stuff from session 8 is on mindset, and that would be a good blend. David, did you do Bold? What? All right, that's probably not about Bold. Okay. Who did Bold? Who wants to share something they learned in Bold, or a new habit they've adopted, or a new kind of thought process they've adopted? What did you learn? What were your experiences?
I didn't do it this time.
Nobody took Bold. I know there's some Bold takers in this room.
I know Heather Fowler did.
She's not here this morning.
No.
John, you took Bold, right?
I signed up for it. I did it a little bit, but I honestly did really not. I didn't really pursue it probably as well as I should have.
Okay, well, the materials are still available until December 13th.
13th.
December 13th. So that's going to take you 2.5 hours times 8. So,
Is Bold going to come back live? Because I think that you have more of a commitment to it when you have to leave your home and go. I studied more of it the first time, less the second time, and even less this time. I mean, but are some things that, I need to go back and finish because I'm home and able to do it via video, the phone rings and, somebody calls, or I get an email and I get distracted, so I don't stay focused 100% on Bold. And so I think doing it live is going to be my next option.
well, on a scale of 1 to 10, how honest and direct would you like me to be with you, Jan?
About what?
A gentle 10?
I just told you.
I think that it's all about commitment.
Exactly. And
Are you committed to eliminating your distractions?
well,
Are you
that is
are you
one of the
committed to
things that
following your calendar?
well, that's one of the things that I'm working on that I did learn in Bold, that
There you
I've
go.
learned in Bold
There you
multiple
go.
times, but I'm working on it more now. Like I've started my 66-day challenge, and every 66 days I'm going to add a new challenge to go with the old one. And I'm working on my calendar, and staying focused on my calendar is one of the ones I'm working on right now.
Good. When the calendar says attend Bold, then you basically have two choices. You can either attend Bold, or you can replace it with something else that appears to be more of an emergency, and then put Bold at a different time, and then give it another shot to make that decision later. But I will give you an example. I have been taking language of sales today. Wednesday is the last language of sales. I have watched 2 of the 7 classes live, yet I have gone back and watched all of them. Same thing for Bold. I haven't watched a single Bold live. Okay, but I'm watching Bold when I'm cooking dinner. I'm watching Bold when I'm getting ready for bed. I'm watching Bold, and when I sit around on Sundays, my wife's like, enough with the Bold. I'm like, I got to take Bold. I'm committed to taking Bold. I got 55 people that are waiting to hear what my insights from Bold are. I got to take Bold. What do you want from me? Right? So it's all about mindset. It's all about commitment. I mean, when are we going back to in person? I don't know. There was like 180,000 COVID cases yesterday. I mean, I don't think we're going back anytime soon. Okay, we better get comfortable being on staring at a computer.
I've done it in person 3 times, 4 times. I can't remember.
Yeah,
But I love the Facebook Live. I loved when I did it earlier.
yeah. You get what you put in, right? If you want to have a great experience, you'll be listening for something to affect your mindset. If it's background noise or it never happens, then you have to say to yourself, what was it that I committed to doing that was more important than Bold? Right? And I'm not judging you. It's just the reality, right? So, you know, I committed to meeting with you guys, or to having some session or some interview or something during the live moments of Bold, but I'm also committed to executing on all the, to listening and to taking notes and that kind of thing. It's a mindset, right? In session 8 of Bold, they talked a lot about the holidays, for example. Okay, so we are like right in the holiday swing. Okay, for the next 6 to 7 weeks, we have Thanksgiving, Christmas, Hanukkah, New Year's, Boxing Day. We got all these holidays, right? And there's going to be there's 2 primary things that you're going to face. Okay, distractions and opportunities. So are you going to look at all that stuff as distractions? And are you going to get back to your business on the first week in January and say, it's the holidays, and yet I don't have any active listings come January, and I don't have any pendings come January. My database is the same size, and I haven't made any progress. Or are you going to view this as an opportunity for you to deepen the relationships with those closest to you and pour into them through service and concern and care and contribution, right? Because if you had a 9-to-5 job, you can't just take off all those days and blame it on the holidays, right? You're still expected to perform. You're still expected to file your paperwork and, punch the clock, right? If we treat it like a hobby, it will pay us like a hobby if we're lucky, right? If we come into work every day and we're dressed up and we're serious and we're doing the work we know we got to do, we can use the holidays and all the stuff that's happening during the holidays as a stepping stone to get us what we want, rather than a distraction where we basically put away our real estate book for 6 weeks. Does that make sense? Because there will be agents, hopefully not agents on this call, but there will be agents, many of them, okay, that do nothing between now and into New Year's. And then they will say to themselves in February, gosh, I got nothing going on. And they'll wonder, like, they'll think of it and they'll say, well, how did that happen? Right? As if it's like some kind of like total anomaly. It didn't happen, or it happened because you didn't work, right? We have to work, right? They interviewed that guy from Alabama and he says, nobody cares, work harder. Nobody cares if, your kid was sick at school. Nobody cares if you had to run out of town for something. You just gotta do the work. You gotta figure out how to do the work. Does that make sense? I'm trying not to be too harsh with you. I've busted it over the holidays and I've seen the results, and I've taken the time off during the holidays and I've also seen the results. And for those that have been in the business more than a couple of years, Jan can probably speak to this, Pam can probably speak to this, Kathy Ray can probably speak to this.
I've been doing this for 3 years, and every year my first quarter stinks. So I can definitely speak to it.
Well,
And therefore, Jan is going to change her holiday habits this year. Yes?
I'm doing a bold 100 this week, and my goal is to try to do a bold 100 every week from now until January 1st.
There is no try.
There is no try.
I will do, it's on my calendar. It is on my calendar for every Monday going forward.
You will do it. You will do it.
So who wants to join me?
Oh, I like that.
You know I'm in.
Tawantis is in. Darlene, probably.
Okay. Okay. Challenge accepted.
Oh, Kathy
Kathy
Ray's in.
Ray.
All right, we got a lot of people in the office nowadays. This last week we had a number of people, 5 or 6 people that were coming in pretty much every day and making calls and having awesome results. Tawantis had 4 appointments last week, took 2 listings. Andrew's had a number of new opportunities. Darlene, like guys, there's a very strong connection between work and results. Very strong, right? There's a model. I've shown this to you guys in the past. I'm going to see if I can find it really fast. Do you remember the Discover, Act, Adjust model? Discover, Act, Adjust.
Yes.
Discover, Act. It's kind of like the Be, Do, Achieve. So let's just say you're in discovery mode. Okay, this is mindset. We look to say, what's going on with my business? What do I need to research? What do I need to analyze? What do I need to study? What do I need to learn about? I'm discovering how I've been successful in the past, and maybe how what I've let get in the way of my success in the past. Once I have an idea of where I can make an improvement, or how I can use my time wiser or differently, or how I can use technology differently, or how I can script practice differently, I have to act. So discover, act. Now that I see the results from the action, I can further adjust my my schedule, or the way I spend my time, or who I'm interacting with. And then now that I've got different results, I've got new stuff to discover. So discover, act, adjust. Discover, act, adjust. And then off to the side, it has this little thing that says achieve. Okay, so you go around in that circle enough, discovering, changing your activity, seeing different results, and adjusting, you're going to end up with accomplishment. Does that make sense? But we constantly have to bring the right mindset to that process so that we can fully understand what's working and what's not working. First, you have to have a mindset shift, as they say in Hold. And then with that new mindset around, like, look, I know there's going to be distractions. I mean, distractions everywhere. Okay, but I'm committed to the results. And I mean, there are distractions for every top producer. There are distractions for every leader, right? Gary Keller's got distractions. He just has a better way of shutting them off than most of us do, right? The more you go create, the more chaos you create, the more distractions you're going to have, right? So I'll give you an example. Look, maybe this is not a great example. I'm probably going to ruffle some feathers here, but There are, like, let's say you're a mother, okay? The responsibilities of being a mother can either be a distraction or they can just be part of your daily process, right? It's not good to think of your kids as the distraction and the reason why you're not working. That's not healthy for anybody. But is it fair to say there are successful mothers or single mothers of a lot of kids? I mean, they're out there, right? So what are they doing differently? How can we adjust? Does that make sense? Thank God all the mothers didn't just hop off the call.
We're still on here.
Yeah.
Son was coming in here, literally distracting me while you were talking.
Hey, if you guys go back and watch the videos from earlier this summer when we were all at home, I mean, my daughter makes an appearance every single time. And if you go back, like the very first couple times, it pissed me off and it was obvious, right? And then later on, you'll see that it was like, okay, come sit in my lap. Let's do that. Let's keep doing this, right? Because some of the stuff we can't avoid, but it's our attitude or the response to it that's going to dictate how successful we are as we move forward. Okay.
Can I mention an idea I heard years ago that worked for my kids?
Yeah.
I used to have a home-based business years ago when my kids were young, and one of the leaders in that business gave me this idea, and it worked with my kids. It was, if I'm busy doing something, like on the phone, if I'm on the phone, or in this case on a Zoom call, you come up and put your hand on my shoulder saying you need me. I will put my hand on top of yours, acknowledging that you're there and that I will break away as soon as possible. It takes a little training with your kids, but once they catch on to it and they realize, okay, it just teaches them a little patience too. I will come to you as soon as I'm able to. And, I would either put somebody on hold or, on the telephone or whatever, and turn to them and speak to whatever they needed. And then
Clearly, if you go back and watch some of the older videos, clearly I did not have that system. Thank you for sharing that, Pam.
Well, it's just a way to, for it to work for everybody.
Pam, I've used that as well with my kids, or I've told them that, and it's worked sometimes. So sometimes is pretty good turnout.
Well, and it gets better as they get used to it and as they get older.
Cool. All right. Let's call it a morning, and do not forget, please, to register. It's just all you have to do to register is type your name in. I posted the link in the WhatsApp yesterday. It is free. 36123. Materials will be sent out right away this morning. I'll go chat with everyone now, and I'll make sure that that the program is recorded, or do my best to make sure the program is recorded. And please don't forget to put in your numbers. Last night was the final day of that reporting week. So put in your numbers for the 9th through the 15th and your goals for this current week, and make it an awesome week. I'll see you guys soon.
Thank you.
Thank you.